It's cold outside. I've got an empty suitcase and I'm at the airport. Could this mean another gemstone related adventure? I think so. And I'm taking you with me. So the big question is, where am I going and why? The second biggest question, do I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my pocket? Actually, that's 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Welcome to Vienna, Austria. I have 24 hours, literally 24 hours out of France to go to 2 museums to see some amazing artwork, amazing gemstones, amazing ancient jewelry, old crown jewels, and everything else that's so good in this city, and pick up a Faceting machine, get some food, spend the night, and get back on the plane tomorrow morning. That's a quick trip. It's a bit rainy and a bit chilly, and my flight was delayed, and I think I can actually only go to 1 museum, which is a real bummer. So I go to the one that I haven't been to before, which is the Imperial Treasury Museum. The Imperial Treasury Museum contains items covering a 1,000-year span of time. Highlights being pieces of art and jewelry that belong to the Habsburgs, as well as the Burgundian treasure. This is a place that I've been looking forward to coming just to be able to see ancient jewels. You know, we're working on a book right now about historical jewels and historical cutting. This is the kind of museum where you can come and see the actual pieces in real life. What did a crown from the 1600s look like? What kinds of diamonds and colored stones were there? What kind of metal were they using? What kind of motifs and cutting patterns? I actually found quite a few new designs here, some new cutting styles that I've never ever seen before from the 1400s and the 1500s, which just blows my mind, because you'd think after 7 years I'd already know just about everything there is to know, but every time I can come to a brand new museum and see new pieces, new jewelry, new stones, there's always the chance that I'm going to find something I haven't seen before. My interest in a lot of these pieces stems back to Rudolf II. So this is the Holy Roman Emperor. He was the patriarch Habsburg of his moment in time, and he decided to move his court from Vienna to Prague in the early 1600s, and he had a lot to do with the history of Czech garnet mining and cutting. He invited the Miseroni family from Milan, Italy to come and be his court gem cutters, and they managed the Royal Imperial Mill, the cutting mill that they had in Prague. And so when he died, a lot of the stuff came back. And we see some of it here and some of it in the other museum in Vienna. And one of my favorite things in the museum is this amazing emerald sculptural object. It's cut by Dionisio Miseroni in Prague. This is a single piece of emerald that's been turned into a vessel, carved, and then the rose-cut top. And let's just take a minute to appreciate this amazing piece with this intricate cut that's been done in the early 1600s. You know, this is very crude faceting technology and a very precious, precious emerald. It's so cool that we can just see these. And then some of this stuff is even older. This is a medieval crown in relation to the Renaissance era crown that we saw at the beginning. And then just some of these amazing stones, you know, these huge spinels and that big opal that we just saw. And then we get into some of these unique cuts, you know, some of the rare cuts of history that really don't survive. You know, here's a huge amethyst drop, and just the ornate level of Renaissance and Baroque jewelry that we can find in this museum it's incredible. So so much detail, so much work. We just don't see pieces like this being made in today's jewelry industry. And then for me, getting to look closely at some of the cuts that are involved, how are they doing it? We're still seeing a lot of cutting in the style of the 13 and 1400s, but then we get some stuff like this. It's very modern looking, you know, super diamond, super step cut. And then we get into the very unusual and unique stuff. So this next piece, this citrine, it's hard to show it on the camera. It was hard to see it in the lighting of the museum, but this has a cut on the crown that I've never ever seen before, and I actually had to sit there and draw it out so that I would be able to reconstruct it when I went home. And then we've got the appreciation of the magical items like the unicorn horn and this amazingly huge agate bowl. So many beautiful pieces. You could really spend all day in here just admiring and appreciating the craftsmanship and the jeweler's work. It's so ornate, so elaborate. It just really the work of kings. I love getting a glimpse into some of the medieval stuff. You know, this is the kind of stuff that you only see in paintings. And then when you actually see what it looks like in real life, you're thinking, wow, the paintings actually did describe it accurately. The one most unique piece here, the unique stone of this piece, is this green one right here. Look at these indentations. There's almost a concave cutting in here. How did they do that? Another mystery of history. Okay, that was awesome, and it didn't take me as long as I thought. I still have 40 more minutes until the other museum closes, so we're gonna head over there and see what it looks like. So that one that we left was the Imperial Treasury Museum. The one that we're going to now is the Kunsthirsche Museum. Both of these museums are super, super cool. You know, if we're looking at the history of faceting and the history of gems and jewelry in Europe, going back into the medieval period and then coming into the Renaissance with Rudolph II in Prague, Habsburg King of Bohemia, all of his stuff is in the Kunsthirsche. It's basically based off of his old collection of natural wonders, which was the Kunsteimer, I forget what it's called now, something like that. And I've been to this other one once before, the Kunsthirsche. I've been here another year and it was amazing. I'm super happy that I've got 40 minutes to do it again because there's some amazing stuff in here. As there was in the other one, we got to see Rudolph II's crown from 1609-ish and a whole bunch of other cool gem and jewelry stuff. But this next one, wow, it's worth flying for, which is why I'm here. Dang, okay, forget that. It is open for 30 more minutes, but you can't go in the last 30 minutes. It sucks. Luckily, I've been here before, so I know the wonders and joys, but I wish I could have shared it with you guys here today. Okay, so now comes part 2 of this adventure, which is why I'm still carrying this empty suitcase around Vienna in the rain. And there's a faceting machine involved here. Nothing too crazy. I need another faceting machine for our upcoming class in New York City. So let's go have some dinner with our host and get a machine. Hey, why not? I came all the way to Vienna to get some Nepalese food. Let's do it. I had dinner with this lady, Andrea, who I've never met before. She's a friend of a friend. And we had a whole nice long conversation over dinner. And then I get back to her place only to discover that there is a painting that she painted of a gemstone that I cut for Gil Yuta. And my mind just got blown because I knew exactly who this lady was, but I didn't know who she was while we were eating. Anyway. Okay, now all the packing skill comes into play here. I've got a new used sterling going into my empty suitcase like I've done so many times before, and then I've got another one for all the accessories, the plate, the handpiece, and the tools. Okay, we're in morning 2. I just had a really nice evening with Instagram friend DeLuca Art, who paints really cool gemstone paintings. And now, one suitcase has turned into 2. And it's time to get the rainy bus back to the rainy train, back to the rainy plane, back to sunny Lyon. And finally, we end this adventure right back where we started, at the airport of Lyon, in the sun, back in France. And this time, the suitcases are full and our satisfaction is complete. This has been Justin K. Prim with the Gem Cutter's Craft. If you are enjoying these adventures and want to support my work, my travels, my research, and everything else, you can become a Patreon supporter, which also gives you access to our twice-a-month podcast talking to gem cutters, jewelers, gemologists, archaeologists, researchers, and so much more. Hope to see you there, and if not, I will definitely see you here next time. See you then.